Welcome, everyone. Today, let's learn how to describe large and small quantities using so many, so much, so few, and so little. Let's start with large quantities. We use so many and so much to talk about a large quantity when there is a lot of something. Use so many with countable nouns and use so much with uncountable nouns. Here is example 1, showing so many with countable nouns. Look at the sentence. There are so many toy cars on the floor. We use so many for countable nouns, which are things you can count one by one, like cars, books, or apples. Always use the plural verb are with countable nouns, saying there are so many. Here is example 2, another example for so many. Look at the sentence. There are so many candies in the bowl. Candies are countable because you can count them one by one. 1 candy, 2 candies, 3 candies. Remember, always use are with countable nouns. Here is example 3, showing so much with uncountable nouns. Look at the sentence. There is so much honey in the jar. We use so much for uncountable nouns, which are things you cannot count individually, like honey, water, or rice. Always use the singular verb is with uncountable nouns, saying there is so much. Here is example 4, another example for so much. Look at the sentence. There is so much juice in the glass. Juice is uncountable because you cannot say 1 juice or 2 juices when talking about the liquid itself. Remember, always use is with uncountable nouns. Now, let's look at small quantities. We use so few and so little to talk about a small quantity, when there is not very much of something. Use so few with countable nouns, and use so little with uncountable nouns. Here is example 5, showing so few with countable nouns. Look at the sentence. There are so few cookies in the jar, we can't have one each. We use so few for countable nouns when there is a small number of something, so small that it is not enough. Always use are with countable nouns, saying there are so few. Here is example 6, another example for so few. Look at the sentence. There are so few books on the shelf. Books are countable because you can count them. When there is a very small number, use so few. And remember to use are with countable nouns. Here is example 7, showing so little with uncountable nouns. Look at the sentence. There is so little water in the bottle. We use so little for uncountable nouns when there is a very small amount of something you cannot count, like water, milk, or sugar. Always use is with uncountable nouns, saying there is so little. Here is example 8, another example for so little. Look at the sentence. There is so little ice cream left in the bowl. Ice cream is uncountable because you measure it in scoops or amounts, not by counting individual pieces. Remember, always use is with uncountable nouns. Let's revise. Here is a quick summary of everything you have learned. Use so many for a large quantity of countable nouns, saying there are so many. Use so much for a large quantity of uncountable nouns, saying there is so much. Use so few for a small quantity of countable nouns, saying there is so few. Use so little for a small quantity of uncountable nouns, saying there is so little. Now it's your turn. Look at each picture and fill in the blank with the correct quantifier. Choose from so many, so much, so few, or so little. Look at question 1. Complete the sentence. There is blank sugar on the donut. Ask yourself, is sugar countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is so much, because sugar is uncountable and there is a large amount. The full sentence is, there is so much sugar on the donut. Look at question 2. Complete the sentence. There are blank cars on the highway. Are cars countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is so few because cars are countable and there is a small number. The full sentence is, there are so few cars on the highway. Look at question 3. Complete the sentence. Blank pasta on the plate. Is pasta countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is so little, because pasta is uncountable and there is a small amount. The full sentence is, there is so little pasta on the plate. Look at question 4. Complete the sentence. Blank, flowers in the garden. Are flowers countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is are so many, because flowers are countable and there is a large number. The full sentence is, there are so many flowers in the garden. Look at question 5. Complete the sentence. Blank cheese on the pizza. Is cheese countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is so much, because cheese is uncountable and there is a large amount. The full sentence is, there is so much cheese on the pizza. Look at question 6. Complete the sentence. Blank plates in the kitchen. Are plates countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is are so many, because plates are countable and there is a large number. The full sentence is, there are so many plates in the kitchen. Look at question 7. Complete the sentence. Blank bread in the container. Is bread countable or uncountable? And is the quantity large or small? The answer is, there is so little, because bread is uncountable and there is a small amount. The full sentence is, there is so little bread in the container. Great work, everyone! You've learned how to use so many, so much, so few, and so little. To review, use so many for large countable quantities, so much for large uncountable quantities, so few for small countable quantities, and so little for small uncountable quantities. Fantastic job today!